When you say that these countries are using a more narrow idea of what it means to be a refugee, that seems to be a defense that they're also using, that these people are not in fact refugees. There is a choice involved in them moving towards Europe. Do you see that as the case there?
Well, I mean, it is true that economic migrants don't have the same rights as asylum seekers, but I wouldn't call these people economic migrants. They're really fleeing danger. So it's very close to, or I would say, is a really a refugee situation. I think that the problems are not as much in the definition. That is part of the issue. It is the whole way that Europe could be a little bit more generous in terms of the numbers. The numbers that they're admitting under the EU-Turkey deal were not that great. And having said that, I mean, it depends which country you're talking about. Germany, for example, has admitted a lot of refugee, asylum seekers, and there is a difference between economic migrants, people just seeking a better life in general, and those fleeing the type of situation you have in Syria, which is really highly dangerous, as we all know. So, it's easy to say, well, everybody seeking a better life should have a right to that, but that's not actually the case in international law. And there is a big difference between economic migrants and people fleeing dangerous situations of war-torn countries, is what you see in the Syrian situation, or for that matter, Afghanistan. I mean, a lot more Afghan refugees have been coming across into Europe than Syrians, but depending on which time frame you take.